Okay, what's up guys? I wanted to do an update on my build. I've almost completely changed direction here. So I've still got the Blood Mage, but I've pretty much moved everything over to a Pathfinder. And there's two real reasons. The first reason was I was being heavy stunned a lot with my movement speed and my sprint. And the second one is the passive points and the ability to increase damage and cost efficiency here. I'm only level, what level am I? 92, so I'm still pretty early in this build, but the plan is to come down here and to take all of these movement speed nodes. That's the goal. We're not there yet. But essentially, we're following a very similar tree to the Blood Mage. The only difference is we're taking Blood Magic, and obviously that's just because our mana sucks on a Pathfinder. Other than that, it's pretty similar to, I think it's I'm Just Anthony's tree. He takes a lot of energy shield. He takes this elemental equilibrium to get different infusions. The only thing I've really changed is I've set up my bars a little bit different. So back bars more on spell area, curse duration, things like that. And my front bars more focused on my damage. We come all the way down here to get these crit nodes as well. And with those crit nodes, we're sitting at about 78% crit on our spark, but we do need to use pinpoint critical to get to that point. If we take that out, then we go down to like 50%, which is obviously not very good. Something I want to talk about is lightning bolt, and more so the Choir of the Storm's amulet. If you're using this belt, Soul Tether belt, it is very important that you use fast metabolism. If you do not have fast metabolism, this is pointless. You just don't need this, because unfortunately this is bugged where excess life recovery from Leach is applied to energy shield. The problem is once you hit full life, your life leech goes away. So without fast metabolism, as soon as you hit full life, your life leech drops to 0 and the belt does nothing. It's just completely pointless. There are a few other ways you can get this. You can slot, if you have physical damage, you can slot a passive gem here that will give you life leech on physical damage, and that will also carry over to your energy shield. But essentially it's 11 to 20 divs for a good belt, or you can corrupt one yourself. And then you need fast metabolism, which on its own right now is like 1500x. So it's not a cheap setup. Don't run the belt unless you have fast metabolism. If you don't have fast metabolism and you don't have the belt, what you do is you go across here and you basically go into excess life recovery from regeneration is applied to energy shield. And then rather than stacking for life leech, you stack for life regen. So I think I still have a couple here. So I run this anyway, recover 2% of max life on kill, but you would run more life on hit or more life on kill to get your life, basically life regen up. You can also stack life regen on some gear, which is what I did in my previous build, which helped before I spent the 20 to 25 div on the fast metabolism and the Soul Tether belt. I have a higher level amulet here, but I'm actually broke, so I am waiting till I can afford fast metabolism to upgrade it to level 19 and a level 21. You might just want to go for a level 21 because it's expensive to anoint 3 amulets, but I can't afford that. So the only other thing that's different is we do take some intellect here. We take 1 point here for 25 intellect because that gives us more damage on the tree. We can take a lot more of these nodes that are like increased damage that way. So pretty much this whole side of the tree down here is increased damage, increased damage, increased damage, which I think I'm at probably like 200% increased damage, to be honest, just from those nodes. With that, I can get a 27k spark or a 37k lightning bolt. Something else you could do instead is you could run a +3 spell skills on your amulet like this, and that will get you to a higher spark hit. But you lose so much damage with the Querulous Storm. So I do believe that that's worth it. You're essentially trading spark damage and crit damage for your cast on critical for an extra skill here that's Lightning Bolt. With the level 19, this goes up to like 45,000-ish. I'm still playing with this, but we're running cooldown recovery 2, concentrated area, deliberation, and elemental focus. On Spark, we're running projectile acceleration 3, considered casting, fork, rapid casting 2, pinpoint critical. And on Frostbomb, this is kind of something I'm still working on, but right now we're running short fuse 2, spell echo, spell cascade, and potent exposure. I'm probably going to change this to, instead of be short fuse, to be long fuse, because I like the exposure here and it doesn't do any damage. It's really quite weak. For our cast on critical, we are running snap, and the reason we're running snap is basically for the remnants. So when a snap is triggered on lightning, then we get a cold infusion because we have elemental equilibrium. So essentially every time cast on critical fires off snap, we infuse our spark, which then gives us a massive bump. It goes from 27,000 to 62,000. So we run cast on critical, we get a lot of cold infusions, and then we just power up our spark. Snap also does quite a bit of damage, and we are shocking quite regularly, even with elemental focus here. So that takes away the inflict elements, but spark still inflicts elements. Frostbomb inflicts elements. So cast on crit with snap there is really pulling the weight. We also have elemental focus, boundless energy, energy retention, and deliberation. In elemental weakness, we have prolonged duration 2, efficiency 2, and magnified area 2, and that's pretty much it. We run remnant potency and harmonic remnants for that, and back bar we run Sigil of Power, Magnified Area 2, Prolonged Duration 2, and Cooldown Recovery 2. Again, I haven't put a lot of time into some of the backup ability part here. I'm still very much working on this build, and I am thinking I can get it a lot stronger than it is, but I've really enjoyed just playing Pathfinder just for the speed, honestly, like having that extra stun resistance, having the movement speed penalty taken away, the increased skill speed. It just makes a massive difference. Again, I'll go down into here once I get a couple more points, and I'll take these movement speed increases, and then that'll get the Pathfinder to a point where I think I'm really happy. The only other thing that I might change is considered casting. I've been thinking about taking this out and putting something else in there. I'm just not really decided yet. So on the gear, I'm running some of the same, or most of the same stuff from my Blood Mage build. I have downgraded to a +6 lightning spell skills staff, and that was because this one has double gain, or it has more gain, basically. I had a gain on fire, which was causing problems with elemental equilibrium, so having gain on lightning gets me more cold infusions. And running the gain on lightning and the +6 to the lightning spell skills is actually worked out to be more DPS than a +7 with gain as something else. I will upgrade to a double gain. Mana here is kind of a dead stat, but these staffs are quite expensive. In my sockets, quite important, the +1 level to spell skills is quite expensive, and it does increase the cost a bit. So I run the Rune of the Sky, which gives you 5% of damage as all elements. So that's a 15% damage bonus there. And it gained 10% of damage as extra lightning damage. This is, again, it's worked out better than spell damage or critical. It's more damage. On my helmet, I'm running as much energy shield as I can and as much crit as I can. I'm also running extra life there just to get me a little bit more, because I am at just under 1900 life. On my rings, I'm trying to stack cast speed. Everything else doesn't really matter. My resistances are pretty much overcapped on everything. Yeah, so you can see over everything on resistances here. And for my chest, we're running the Covenant Altar Robe, which gives us Life Leech without having to be a Blood Mage. In there, I'm just finishing up my resistances and getting a little bit more energy shield, because as a Blood Mage we get a lot of energy shield, which gives us life. Unfortunately, we can't do that, so that's why we're trying to stack energy shield on everything else. The boots are basically just boots from my Blood Mage. Same for gloves, they're just some gloves I had laying around, but again, we're trying to get as much energy shield as we can. Unfortunately, I'm still quite low on energy shield, but I'm also getting adds damage here, so that's pretty good. For my potion, I'm running instant recovery, because with the life leech, the only time I really need a potion is if I do take a lot of damage really quick. So having that instant recovery is basically a game changer in terms of keeping me alive. I do still die. I only have 4,600 energy shield, and yeah, I'd like to have more, but I don't die that often anymore. I've gone from level 1 to level 92 in a very, very short time, considering my Blood Mage is like level 95, and I've got way more time played in that character. Other than that, I don't think there's much more to go over. We've gone over the skills, the passives, everything else. Yeah. We're taking energy shield as much as we can. We're taking crit as much as we can. We are taking more crit here. I have recently pivoted from here. We were taking the crit here, which it was good, but this was kind of a wasted skill point. So instead we take the 5% increased damage and we come into here, which gives us more crit damage bonus, and it actually added more DPS. And I realized I forgot to record an outro for this video, so I just wanted to say thanks for watching, and I'll be playing in the Second Wind Private League that starts in 5 days. If you want to check it out, I'll probably put up some videos for that, and I will be streaming over on Twitch. Thank you.